Hello, everybody. I just wanted to do a small rant about the question that I asked some of my Twitter followers a couple of months back. Hypothetically, if Donald Trump loses the 2024 election, what is the future strategy for the GOP candidates going to look like? And I put out two possible options. Number one is that they try to go back to the time before Trump came on the scene and find these more slick, moderate, technocratic types like Mitt Romney, which currently it would be like the Ron DeSantis types. Or they will try to double down on the Trump formula and create like a Trump 2.0, more sophisticated, post-truth, political entrepreneurship style politician. And if that would be the case, then I would assume that they would need a pool of influencers and sports stars that they would have to recruit from, considering that you need a certain amount of fame for that formula to work. So I was thinking of people like Dan Bilzerian. I suggested people like Dana White. I suggested people like Jake Shields, who is currently very active on X. So it would be people from the sports world, from the entertainment world, who cross over to politics and start appealing to more of this aggressive populist post-truth rhetoric and more of this kind of QAnon conspiratard nonsense. So this thing showed up on my timeline. It says here, GOP nominee for Minnesota's US Senate position, Royce White says, quote, "The bad guys won World War II," end quote. This is a copy of the Daily Beast article here by William Vaillancourt. It says Royce White's tweet from 2022 is still up. So that's the context for this. It's not something he said recently. But it's a tweet he made in 2022, and he's left the tweet standing in spite of him being nominated for Senate position by the Minnesota GOP, where he's running against Amy Klobuchar in November. So I had not seen this character before, and I was not aware of him, but he fits exactly into the mold that I imagined in this sort of new post-truth politician. He is a former NBA professional basketball player. They're very sort of large guy, so he has, he's mixed race, kind of like Andrew Tate, very similar to Andrew Tate in many ways, though he doesn't have the entrepreneurial credentials. He still has, I guess, a lot more credibility that he hasn't shredded yet. But I became curious, of course, because it's easy to take one statement out of context. So I wanted to look further into him and see if this was something peculiar that he said one time, and he's trying to run a moderate profile, or if he's really just going all in on the conspiratard stuff. So I looked through like his campaign pages, and I also found his YouTube page that you can see here. And this is like the chosen channel video to just kind of introduce him. So I thought we could take a look, and the answer will become quite clear.
Whoa, I love it! Humanity has awakened. We are rising from the sleep. This is an incredible time to be alive, and we're going to discover just who's on our side and who isn't.
We have all seen the corruption. Our elites are out of control.
Yeah, it's a great start with Alex Jones screaming, and then and we got Klaus Schwab with the Chinese flag in the back. So we're just going full schizo already. It's something I commented on previously, the InfoWars fascination with using Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum as a prop. Even though I don't think there are many countries in the Western sphere that are less threatened and affected by the World Economic Forum than the United States. The World Economic Forum was created to be a European organization to really make Europe more like the United States and to sort of implement ideas and facilitate discussion inside of Europe to make their economies more efficient. And that's where you're getting a lot of these ideas like the Great Reset that they're talking about in the 5-minute cities, the fourth industrial revolution, and so on and so on. But the Alex Jones and some of these types have been able to integrate him so smoothly into their kind of own theatrical narratives, even in spite of it almost being completely irrelevant to the stuff that goes on in the US. But let's continue.
Oh. And yet the referendum still falls on us, we the people, to choose better for ourselves and this nation.
So yeah, it is the old white man elite that are going up against the multiracial. Let's look here. Some of the multiracial stock photo people that are being squashed by Klaus Schwab.
Plans have been made, agendas set into motion, our freedoms and well-being hang in the balance.
Agenda 2030 and World Economic Forum sea hiles with Biden in the background. It's fantastic.
Time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there.
The mainstream media lies and defends the corruption with little to no shame.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Elected officials target their political opponents with lawfare. The courts see it through, knowing full well the threat it poses to the very fabric of America. Big tech, big pharma, big finance, all conspire with the federal government to suppress and omit certain information when they see fit. More corrupt than any of that is this idea that your citizenship is global. Your citizenship is not global, it's national, and it has a value. That value begins with the competence of a country's government and security of its border, both physically and economically. We are not slaves, we are not serfs.
I see many of these red pill videos using this, using clips from the mobile phone zombie cartoon that somebody made back in the 2000s. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but if you find the stuff in this video appealing, then you are one of these terminally online zombies that they warn you about. But yeah, I mean, to finish it off, the Minnesota GOP is basically running a candidate who is a sports star who has confirmed sort of mental illness and anxiety disorders, who is reminiscent of really Hector Mountain Dew Camacho from the Idiocracy movie, like the ex super duper porn star, the WWE champion. And yeah, in spite of everything, this is the strategy. So yeah, I consider that sort of confirmation as to where they're going in the future. It's going to be interesting to see how he performs this November.